welcome to the deep dive. Ever stop to think why, certain games just grab billions of people worldwide?
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah. So today, we're lacing up our metaphorical boots, stepping onto the pitch, the court, basically everywhere sports happen.
And we're doing this using the structure from a podcast called Sport Talk Learn English Through Football, Basketball, and More as our guide.
Exactly. Think of this as your shortcut, your fast track to getting the big picture on the world's favorite sports. Doesn't matter if you're a huge fan or just curious about it all.
Right. We know you tune into the deep dive wanting to get to speak quickly. So our mission today is to give you that solid, concise understanding.
We'll hit the key info, the essential vocabulary you need, look at the cultural side of things.
And keep it engaging. No information overload. That's the plan.
Okay, so let's kick things off with, well, the big one, football, or soccer, as many of you know it.
The undisputed champion, really.
Yeah, and that sport talk structure, it highlights some basic words you absolutely need, like goalkeeper.
The player right at the back trying to stop the ball going in the net. The last line of defense.
And then there's a penalty.
Yes, the penalty.
Our source of material explains it well. It's given for a major foul inside that main box, the 18-yard box.
Resulting in a direct shot at goal just against the keeper. High pressure moment.
Definitely. And what about a derby?
Oh, right, a derby. That's those really intense games, isn't it? Between rival teams.
Exactly. Often from the same city, same region, the atmosphere is just electric. So much history and local pride tied up in them.
Now, thinking bigger picture, the FIFA World Cup, it's just immense, the scale of it.
Truly global.
And the Sport Talk outline points to that incredible 2022 final, Argentina winning. Wow.
What a match. It had everything. Went into extra time.
Those extra minutes you play when it's tied after the normal 90.
Right. And even then it went down to penalties. Just nail-biting stuff. The tension was unbelievable everywhere in the world.
You really see the power of sport then, don't you? The economics behind it too. Huge media deals, advertising, massive cultural impact as well. National pride on the line. And it's not just the World Cup, those big domestic leagues like the Premier League in England.
Yeah, the source mentions that one specifically.
They've built enormous international fan bases, smart marketing, top players.
And speaking of top players, you can't really talk modern football without mentioning Messi versus Ronaldo.
Oh, absolutely. That rivalry has defined an era, hasn't it? Constant debate.
Who's the greatest? It's endless. And their styles are so different. Messi's dribbling, Ronaldo's, power.
It connects with different people, different football philosophies even. It adds this whole narrative layer that pulls people in, even if they aren't diehard fans.
Yeah, it really does. The sport talk structure also throws in the term hat-trick.
Ah, yes. Simple but exciting. One player scoring 3 goals in one game.
Doesn't happen all the time, so it's always a big deal when it does.
Exactly. Becomes a major talking point.
Now, the source material, the sport talk structure, it suggests analyzing commentary clips. We won't do that here, but it's an interesting idea for learning.
It really is. Imagine listening to commentators describe the action live in English. You pick up the words, sure, but also the rhythm, the excitement.
Talk about immersion, right? Getting that authentic feel.
Precisely. It gives you context for the language, and you get a deeper sense of the game's nuances.
Okay, let's pivot. Change courts, you could say. Let's talk basketball.
Onto the hardwood.
Right. The sport talk framework, again, gives us some key terms, like a dunk.
Can't miss those. High energy, player jumps up, slams the ball right through the hoop.
Huge momentum shifter sometimes. Crowd loves it.
Definitely. Then you have the three-pointer. Super important in the modern game.
That shot from outside the arc were 3 points instead of 2.
Big reward for that long-range skill. And of course, MVP.
Most valuable player. The top award, really. Could be for one game, a whole series, or, the entire NBA season.
The star performer?
And speaking of the NBA, our source mentions the difference between the NBA North America mostly and FIBA. That's the International Basketball Federation.
That's right. They govern the game internationally, like in the Olympics or the World Cup of basketball.
So what are the main differences in, how the game actually plays?
Well, there are quite a few subtle ones, but some key things. FIBA games often have slightly shorter quarters. The three-point line is a bit closer in FIBA, I believe.
Oh, interesting.
And some rules around defense, like defensive 3 seconds, are different. You often see maybe a bit more emphasis on team play, strategic ball movement in FIBA games.
Whereas the NBA is maybe more known for individual stars and higher scores.
That's a common perception, yeah. Different styles reflecting different basketball cultures, perhaps.
And like with football, the sport talk idea of pretending to be a commentator comes up for basketball too.
Yeah, another great active learning technique. Again, we're not doing it now, but trying it yourself.
Helps you use the words, understand the flow. Makes sense.
It really locks in the terminology and the rhythm of the game.
Okay, so we've covered the two absolute giants. Let's broaden our horizons a bit. The source introduces a few others that are huge globally, even if not quite as universal. Rugby, cricket, tennis.
Yeah, each has a massive, passionate following in specific regions and beyond. Knowing a few key terms really opens up those worlds.
So rugby, what should we know? The source mentions a scrum.
Ah, the scrum. It looks chaotic, but it's a set way to restart play. Groups of forwards binding together, pushing, trying to win the ball back.
Okay. And scoring. Is it a try?
Yes, a try is the main way to score, worth the most points. It's when you ground the ball over the opponent's goal line. A bit like a touchdown in American football, conceptually.
Gotcha. Okay, cricket next. Phenomenally popular, especially in like India, Pakistan, Australia, the UK.
Huge. Essential terms. Maybe wicket.
Right. That's the 3 sticks with little bails on top.
Exactly. The stumps and bails, that's what the bowler is aiming to hit to get the batsman out.
And scoring is done in runs.
Correct. Batsmen hit the ball and run between the wickets to score runs. That's the basic unit.
Seems simple, but I know it gets complex. And tennis. Global sport. Very popular.
Absolutely. Key terms here? Maybe ace?
Ah, yeah. That's a serve the receiver can't even touch, right? Instant point.
Perfect serve, basically. And a volley.
Hitting the ball before it bounces, usually up near the net.
That's the one. Quick reactions needed for a good volley.
What strikes me about these sports, especially cricket and rugby, is how deep the cultural roots go.
Oh, completely. Cricket in India, it's more than a sport, isn't it? It's woven into the fabric of society.
Stars are like demigods.
And rugby in New Zealand with the All Blacks and the Haka, it's intrinsically linked to national identity.
Yeah, or South Africa, too. These sports carry so much history, so much social weight in certain places.
Exactly. Just knowing the basics gives you a little window into those cultures.
So let's kind of wrap this up. We've taken this deep dive using the Sport Talk structure as a guide.
A quick tour of the world's sporting landscape.
Yeah. We touched on keywords: goalkeeper, penalty, derby for football,
Dunk, three-pointer, MVP for basketball.
scrum, try for rugby,
Wicket, run for cricket.
and ace, volley for tennis. Just a few basics for each.
And if you want to keep exploring, maybe think about this as a little homework suggestion. Find a short sports clip online, something you don't know well.
Maybe with English commentary.
Yeah, and just see if you can pick out 1 or 2 words or ideas we talked about. It connects back to that sport talk idea, learning through watching and listening.
Great suggestion. And finally, here's something maybe to chew on.
A final thought.
Yeah. How does a sport becoming globally popular actually change things? Like culture, obviously, but even language itself.
That's interesting. Shared experiences, shared terms.
Right. Think about how talking about these games connects people from totally different places. And does the language we use for sports ever seep into everyday chat across cultures?
It's a fascinating overlap, isn't it? Sport, society, communication, how it all links together.
Definitely something to think about. Cool. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.